Welcome to the Exhibitor webinar to kick off Pittcon 2021. This webinar will help you navigate through the preparation process for the Pittcon 2021 exposition. Today's speakers will be Neil Dando, Pittcon 2021 President, Janelle Kirchhoff, Exposition Chair, and Stephanie Christman, Exposition Coordinator. The chat option will be available throughout the webinar if you have any questions.
Hello, everyone. I'm Neil Dando. I'm the 2021 president of the Pittsburgh Conference. I'd like to thank all of you for joining this webinar. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank you, those of you who have been at Pittcon in the past. I'd like to thank you for your support, for your continued partnership with us. Because of you, you enable us to provide science outreach programs and grants to cultivate and inspire the next generation of scientists. All of the net income generated from Pittcon, we hand out over the following year in grants and scholarships. I want to thank you for your participation, also for enabling us to provide the very best possible Pittcon experience for those attendees who come, who want to see vendors, see new equipment, see what's available out there. And I hope to see you all in New Orleans. Our schedule in Pittcon 2021 will be of course, in New Orleans at the Ernest N. Memorial Convention Center. It'll start Saturday, March 6th. It'll start with our short course program. It'll run through Wednesday, March 10th. Short courses kick it off. Saturday program starts on Sunday, March 7th. The Expo itself opens at 9 a.m. on Monday, March 8th. And Expo closes on Wednesday, March 10th. And you'll hear more about the schedule later on in this subsequent presentations today. Okay, other updates. In planning for Pittcon 2021, it's a moving landscape, continually evolving, and we are working to bring you the most valuable exposition experience we can. A number of exhibitors are already committed for Pittcon 2021. And right now, our main focus is lining up the other components, the technical program, the short courses, networking, so we can provide an overall portfolio that supports the exposition where you're contributing. While we're actively planning to produce another in-person event, okay, we, just like you all, face new considerations around attendance at meetings, conferences, conducting business, traveling. It's a different landscape out there. Okay, just as you're innovating ways to deal with this, well, we are too. So we're going to share with you some of our latest updates on how we're trying to create the best experience possible and also position ourselves to pull off our show in the face of this changing environment. We're doing everything we can to ensure that Pittcon continues to help you make the connections you need and to grow your business and grow your brand. COVID, the gorilla in the room, okay? Our biggest concern is your safety, security, and health for exhibitors and attendees. And we're continually looking at what measures we need to put in place. We will follow all CDC recommendations and standards set by federal, state, local governments. We are working closely with the New Orleans community, including the convention center. We communicate with them frequently, and we're watching to see what they're doing to implement their reopening plans. Okay, as you may know, the convention center is going to start hosting events in July, and there'll be some big events there later on this year. We're going to be there to see what new things are being done and what should we add to, so we know we're putting the best program out there possible. Okay. We're also working with leading industry associations to make sure we are aware of their best practices so we can adopt them for ourselves. Additional updates. Okay, we're at Pittcon. We'll be highlighting the very technologies that are being used to help us deal with current challenges. Okay, as our exhibitors, you're offering these products, you're developing these tools. Pittcon will be showing technology highlights that help us deal with COVID. I'm very hopeful that this collaboration of technology and medicine will get us through these conditions as quickly as possible. We are working to ensure that we are pulling together thought leaders, technology developers, and suppliers to solve these challenges. And the need to do that, the need to have this interaction is more important than ever. So again, our first focus is to make this a face-to-face interaction as best we can.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Jonelle Kirchhoff, 2021 Expo Chair. I'd like to do two parts here today. I'd like to cover some of the information we talked about at the 2020 Pittcon in Chicago when we had our Expo meeting and seminar. And then I'd like to show you some additional opportunities I think you might be interested in. So first of all, the New Orleans Convention Center folks have put about $560 million into renovations for the New Orleans Convention Center. And you can see this picture here. The whole front of the building has been facelifted. And in addition to that, they have done about $300 million of capital renovations internally to the building with the meeting rooms improvements, the grand rooms improvements, the expo area, and also there's a lot of digital signage. The other thing that's really important is if you look at this picture, you can see the green path that goes from one end of the convention center to the other. It's a new pedestrian pathway that they have put in. These show you a few more pictures. You can see the top right shows the pedestrian walkway. It's really nice. You can go out and take your lunch or have a cup of coffee or take a break and sit on some of the benches and relax. Top left shows the new transportation hub where our buses from the hotels will be pulling in to drop off and pick up all of our conferees. And then they would just walk across the pedestrian path into the main part of the building. There is also part there for Ubers and taxis to pick those up there as well. The bottom right shows pedestrian path pictures again, and the bottom left shows these electronic vehicles that they use to take people back and forth around long parts of the hall. I'm only going to cover this briefly. Stephanie Chrisman will have a lot more to say about this in her part of the presentation, but there's just two things to mention. One, we opened our booth sales in 2020, earlier this year, prior to Pittcon 2020. We have got a wonderful electronic package now through our software, and we're able to get the floor plans on the floor for you to take a look at the layout and to pick your booth and choose your space. So it's a really nice feature that we've added this year. And it also gives you more time to market your products and to get prepared for Pittcon. The other piece of information that we wanted to share with you is some of the exhibitors were concerned last year about the flow of traffic. We had turned the demo booths from north-south to more of an east-west orientation, and they actually did span across a couple of the aisleways in different areas, preventing the flow of traffic. So we've turned those north-south to go along better with the flow of traffic from the south of the hall up to the north. Now, the second part I want to talk about is the opportunities that we want to share with you for you to reduce your exhibitor risk, and there are actually two of them. The first one is liability insurance coverage. This is a part of rain protection insurance. The cost to you is only $70 per exhibitor, regardless of booth size. And the insurance coverage provides you $2 million in coverage. $1 million per occurrence. Most importantly, zero deductible. So please give that some consideration. The second insurance that we want to talk about is the inability to attend insurance coverage, again, through rain protection insurance. The cost to you is 4% of your total exhibitor booths if you are buying Pittcon booth packages and sponsorships. And you get 100% refund when you cancel up to the start of the show. So and this would be for coverage reasons, for things outside of your control. No fees, no penalties. Coverage starts immediately once you sign up, and it runs to the first day of the show. So Pittcon will be adding the information on these two insurance opportunities to the website. We'll send out communications to all the exhibitors for how to sign up. So please look for these. Liability insurance can be signed up from now to 1 month before the show. The inability to attend insurance coverage. If you're an exhibitor that's actually already signed up for booth, you will have 10 days to add this coverage to your booths and sign up. If you're just signing up for a new booth and you want the coverage, you will pay the 4% to booth costs, the Pittcon booth packages, and also for sponsorships when signing up. Now, how does this compare to our Pittcon booth refund policy? You've certainly seen this on the website, and you can see that there are 4 steps in the refund process. Up to September 30th, you get refunded to 75%, October 1 to November 31st, 50%, December 1 to January 15, 25%, and then after that, no refund. So this will be the booth refund policy for those of you that do not opt in for the inability to attend insurance. And again, please contact us. You may have lots of questions on this. We'll be happy to work through this with you. So look out for our communications to sign up for these 2 insurance plans if you're interested over the next week to 10 days. We're really excited to work with you. I can't wait to see everybody back again. And please let us know if there's anything we can do to make Pittcon 2021 the best experience possible for you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Pittcon 2021 exhibitor webinar. My name's Stephanie Chrisman. I'm the exposition coordinator, and I'm going to be going over some key information to help you prepare for the conference. I'd like to begin with some new date and time changes effective for Pittcon 2021. In years past, we've held the exposition portion of the conference Tuesday through Thursday during conference week. Instead, this year we're going to run from Monday through Wednesday. In addition to the shift in dates, we also have a different time for the last day of the show. So on closing day, which is Wednesday, instead of ending at 5 p.m., we're going to close at 3 p.m. And these changes were based on popular demand from our Expo meeting on site in Chicago. So please be sure to make these, mark these down in your calendar and prepare for them accordingly. Another new change for Pittcon 2021 is the shift in our booth ordering process. So we've actually moved it back about 4 months. In fact, we were taking some orders on site in Chicago for over 800 square feet. And the main reason for doing this is because we have a new system this year that allows you as the exhibitor to log in, reserve your booth, and use an interactive floor plan to select and lock in your booth. So you no longer have to wait until October or later for us to assign you your booth. You'll have it right away and you can begin preparing. Moving this whole process back also allows you to be on our website and the exhibitor list and the floor plan for much longer, so you're getting more publicity that way. And lastly, as show management, this gives us more time to prepare and market Pittcon. So as you can see on May 26th, the link became available on our website. So you can now, if you haven't already, you can sign up for space. And if you're a returning exhibitor, you'll use your current password. If you've forgotten, please send me an email. And if you're a new exhibitor and you've never been with Pittcon before, you'll use the new exhibitor option on that page. We're also offering our booth packages again this year for Pittcon 2021. So you can order a standard booth for $32.75, or you could go with one of our booth packages. One of these booth packages includes electric and the other one does not. Both are available for a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 20 booth. You can order these while you're reserving your booth, or you can come back at a later date and select one if you'd like later on. These booth packages are really nice because they're one-stop shopping. You don't have to wait until later to go into our service manual and order everything individually through our service provider. You can get it all at one time and you're set to go. If you were thinking about increasing your booth, this is a great year to do so with our incentivized pricing. The more you increase your booth, the more you'll save. There's a discounted rate applied as you increase in booth size. So here I have an example of what the breakdown of 12 booths or 1,200 square feet would look like. This is also really great if you're an exhibitor that from year to year you're taking up a large amount of space on the floor. Maybe this allows you to save some money to put towards sponsorships, promotional opportunities. Maybe you can bring a piece of equipment that you weren't able to bring in the past. So we're really excited about this incentive pricing, and I think you can expect to see this in the future moving forward. I also want to discuss some Pittcon Park activities coming soon. So August 3rd, you can expect to see the application form and more information on lab gauntlets, demo zones, meeting space, and promotional opportunities. If you're not familiar with Pittcon, the Pittcon Park is the center of the floor. It includes a lot of traffic. So if you do decide to participate in one of these activities, you're sure to get a lot of interaction and engagement in that area. So you've ordered your booth and you have your booth number locked in. You might be wondering what's next. So your next step is going to be to sign into the Exhibitor console. The Exhibitor console will be your #1 resource planning for the conference. Now, this area does include a lot of information and can sometimes be overwhelming, especially if you're new to Pittcon. So here embedded in this slide, I've provided an Exhibitor console overview. This is just a brief video where I share my screen with you, logged into an example account, and I'll go through everything you need to know about your console. I really recommend taking a look at this after our webinar or later on your own time. It's very helpful if you're feeling like you have questions or you're overwhelmed when navigating the Exhibitor console. Lastly, I wanted to include some helpful links to get you started. So of course I have the Exhibitor page of the website here, which has everything for you. I also have the booth space reservation and the console login pages as a quick link. Lastly, I wanted to include our Pittcon 2020 Exhibitor Standout Report. This report was conducted in Chicago for Pittcon 2020, and it just gives a great overview of everything you as exhibitors are doing. If you want some tips or ideas to help you stand out and see what the attendees are looking for, I recommend checking out this report. And to close, I just want to thank you so much for attending this webinar and being such an important part of Pittcon. We really appreciate everything you do.